Sad news to report tonight. A young boy who inspired the FM community and beyond has died.
On his Caring Bridge site, Landon Solberg's family says he passed away peacefully at home today, surrounded by family. As Landon was battling brain cancer, the community came together to support him, forming a movement known as Landon's Light. Landon's Light became a symbol of support and hope for communities, not only within our state, but nationally as well. Landon was known for his love of his family, friends, and Taylor Swift.
There's been no wavering in today's weather. It's been heavy on the wind and the warmth. Hutch is here with your No Wait weather planner. Hutch.
Definitely some sticky air out there, and that air is in a hurry as judged by the wind speeds that have gusted over 40 miles per hour at times in the south, gusting to 35 in Sisseton right now, 28 mile per hour gusts in Fargo, 24 mile per hour gusts in Grand Forks. Mid and upper 80s from the southern Red River Valley up north, a little cooler up near Lake of the Woods. Yeah, those dew points are in the 70s. That is sultry air. You combine the relative humidity and the temperature, and the feels like temperatures are well into the 90s for Fargo. Feels like 93 out there right now. Exiting thunder showers through the arrowhead of Minnesota, but building clouds to the west are heading our way. But we stay dry this evening. Your plans will continue to be windy with temperatures in the 80s through 10 o'clock. Then we'll slowly slide through the 70s. Some of those showers, guys, that we see way out to the west will be moving in our general direction as we go towards daybreak. Wednesday promises change. I'll tell you how here in just a couple of moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
The commotion in North Fargo last night seems to be the talk of the town today. We're talking about the standoff in the 1100 block of College Street in North Fargo.
A man with a possible gun locked himself inside a home with two little girls. After several hours, the two girls were reunited with their mother, but the man is still on the loose. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard is live where it all happened and has more for us. Callie?
Yes, hi, Mike and Andrea. This is where it all took place, right here on College Street. This is the house right behind me. And as you can see, it's pretty quiet out here. That wasn't the same situation as last night. NDSU students tell me this was the talk of campus today. I came out here to talk with neighbors like the farmhouse fraternity across the street and other neighbors nearby that got a good view of the action, but none of them could really tell me anything. They just say that they're happy that the little girls ended up being okay. As for all the other students walking home from class right now, many say they almost didn't come to school in fear of this man that could be anywhere.
We've heard a lot of people talking about it in our classes today and around campus and everything.
I mean, it's really nerve-wracking, and it just kind of gives me like an eerie feeling to come back to campus or even just to go home because you don't know where he's going to be.
Now, as you can see, the front door is shut and the blinds are still closed at this time. I just got off the phone with Fargo PD a little bit ago. They said that this man hasn't been arrested at this time. They're not giving out a name and they're not giving us any identifiers as to what he looks like at all. But they say that there is no threat to the public at this time. So stick with Valley News Live as we continue to update you on this developing story. Reporting live in North Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
Callie, thank you. We will have much more on the story tonight on Valley News Live at 9 in the Fargo CW and Valley News Live 10 at 10.
3 people are behind bars tonight after a brief manhunt in rural Buffalo. That's in Cass County. Investigators say that they responded just before 10 this morning to reports of a suspicious vehicle near a farmstead. Officers later located the vehicle, pulled it over, which they say eventually led to a burglary investigation. 56-year-old Scott Jellin, 43-year-old Kirsten L. Cook, and 50-year-old Brian P. Jacobson are all facing charges ranging from burglary to possession of meth. The landowner didn't want to talk on camera, but he told us that things like this do happen from time to time, saying today's suspects had set aside some items from the property to take off with, but says luckily that didn't happen.
New information tonight on a story we first told you about yesterday. Moorhead police are now identifying the man they set up a perimeter for in South Moorhead last night, and officers also have a warning. Penja Lawuya is now facing felony robbery charges. Officers say he arranged to buy an electronic device from someone else over social media. When he met up with the victim, police say Lawuya flashed a gun and took off with the device without paying for it. He was later found with the help of a K-9 officer. Moorhead police say if you want to safely sell goods online, you can use the Safe Exchange Zone in their parking lot.
Police in Fergus Falls are looking for information on a missing ATV that looks like the one pictured on your screen right now. Officers say the vehicle was last seen Saturday night at the Interstate 94 Speedway. If you have any information, contact authorities.
West Fargo firefighters are getting new equipment to reduce their risk of cancer. Over the years, diesel exhaust particulates can build up, like you can see on this fan. The emissions are hazardous and can increase a firefighter's chance of developing cancer. Now the stations are getting new exhaust systems to help clear the air.
Mosquitoes are certainly back, and spraying is planned to keep them under control. In Barnesville, crews will be out, weather permitting, from 8:30 to 11:30. Meanwhile, Dilworth will spray either tomorrow or Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Again, weather permitting.
An E. coli outbreak is being linked to the Minnesota State Fair. 11 people got sick and 6 had to be hospitalized. Their ages range from 2 to 43 years old. The patients visited the fair between August 25th and September 2nd. The Department of Health is working with fair officials to figure out the cause of the E. coli outbreak. Current evidence suggests the victims came into contact with livestock.
A more than $4.1 million project to help new moms and their babies wrapped up today. Essentia celebrating the opening of its new women's and children's unit in Fargo. The new floor houses the neonatal intensive care unit, women's surgery recovery suites, and after delivery care. There's also a Ronald McDonald House family room to give families with NICU babies a place to relax. The room is the first of its kind in the state.
A space that has all of the comforts of home, a space where you can sleep and spend the night with your child, our tiniest patients. It's all done with intention and all done with healing in mind.
The NICU rooms also come with cameras, so out of state or out of country, loved ones can watch the newborn's progress. Patients can move to the new floor on the 23rd.
The Otter Cove Museum in Fergus Falls is getting closer to full funding. The Children's Museum just received a $7,500 donation from Ag Country Farm Credit Services and another $4,200 from the company's employees through a directed giving program. When it's up and running, Otter Cove will be the only children's museum with an indoor play structure within 180 miles.
Some UND classrooms are going from drab to fab. The University of North Dakota upgrading 13 classrooms over the summer to improve teaching and facilitate learning. Some of the upgrades include digital projections and monitors, cameras for hybrid teaching and guest speakers, and comfortable seating.
And how about a creative project in Breckenridge Public Schools to inspire students? Now, kids who need a little extra support just have to look up. Students wrote inspirational words and illustrated them on ceiling tiles, and those tiles were then put back above their heads so the students can view them whenever they need to.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, a Fargo food truck operator who was shot and killed was remembered today. The message that those who cared for him want to share.
The central and northern plains quite hot today with 80s and 90s south. Peak winds over 40 miles per hour in Sisseton. And the high temperatures today reaching close to 90 once again. Change in the forecast. Details next.